Good day, traders. Welcome back to Fides Trading Channel, and we are back again with another Fides Flow market analysis. In the Fides Flow market analysis, we take a look at gold as well as the indices. We do a deep dive into the price action and fundamentals behind gold, Nas100, and Us30, giving you a clear roadmap for the trading week ahead. Using higher time frame technicals, I identify key zones, momentum shifts, and trend structures. Then combine that with real-time macroeconomic drivers like interest rate, inflation data, and market sentiment. So whether you're swing trading or day trading, this breakdown helps you really understand what's moving these markets and where the high probability setups might form. So without further ado, let's hop into the analysis for the day. We are starting with gold, and we are on the 4-hour time frame. As we can observe, gold is currently trading in a bit of a bearish move after tapping the resistance zone at 3,400. So when it tapped the resistance zone on Thursday last week, price did move into a bearish trend, and since then there's been some bullish retracements to the upside, and price is currently sitting on the break and retest level at 3,340. Price is currently trading upon the 50 SMA at the moment, but leaning towards the downside. And we can see that price is currently in the sweet spot region of the RSI at 55, with downward momentum still intact for the most part. My analysis, as it was for the past week, is waiting for the price to actually drop down to 3,250 before I look for a long opportunity. So just dropping into the 1-hour time frame, what we can observe from today is that price is trading above the 50 SMA here, and it is very much bullish on the RSI indicator. So there's no confluence between the 4-hour and 1-hour, which makes it a little bit more difficult to trade. I still hold my downside, my bearish analysis per the 4-hour time frame, because the 4-hour time frame is higher. And as we can see, playing out at the moment, we just had the release of CPI data, which came in very negative for the dollar, which resulted in a spike for gold. Now, despite that spike, price has actually corrected itself, and we're back below the break and retest level with a massive wick rejection to the upside. I would also just like to state that this level's been already tested 1, 2, 3, and right now for the 4th time, and is still holding strong. I still believe there is downside potential here, but I'm waiting for a break of the structural higher lows that are created during the retracement to confirm my analysis. So as it stands, we are waiting for price to play out. If we dropped into the 15-minute, what we can observe is price is trading upon the 50 SMA at the moment, so it's invalidated. We do have a bullish momentum coming out of the RSI at the moment, mostly trading above 55 but below 70. With the massive spike that we just had, we are currently seeing the correction at play, and we are seeing the 1-hour candle that is about to close in 2.5 minutes. So we will come back to this in a few, but as it stands, price is at 3,334 with futures price at 3,370, which is approximately 37 points higher than what the current price is. So it is clear that from an institutional perspective that investors are looking for this market to go long, but structurally there are still some bears in this market. So it's important to trade cautiously. My analysis of this, or my technical in terms of personal opinion, market is still has some downside potential towards that 3,250 level. And I'll wait for price to get there before looking for a push to the upside. Moving on to Nas100, we are on the 4-hour time frame, and we can see very much a bullish consolidation play coming out of here. So price had a resistance level at 21,791. Price got there, reacted, came back to this level, and with very low bullish momentum actually broke above this level. If we observe, we have wick rejections to the downside upon said level of 21,790. And price is making a steady bullish move to the upside. Now, price is also trading above the 50 SMA, and we are sitting in the bullish region of the RSI, which gives rise to confluence of the bullish momentum, which is at play currently. Now, I am looking for trades to the upside, but there's very low momentum here, hence bullish consolidation. So we're just going to drop into the lower time frame and observe what we can see. On the 1 hour time frame, price is trading above the 50 SMA, and we're very much showing signs of bullish momentum on the RSI, as well as bullish price action structure with higher lows and respective high highs. We have many wick rejections to the downside in the 1 hour, and it's lovely to see that the 4 hour and the 1 hour is correlated, and there's definitely further upside potential from here. I'll be dropping down into the 15-minute to observe where I could potentially capitalize on this. But as it stands, I'll be waiting for a retest of 21,790, price coming back there and being able to get in for a long position at a discount zone and riding the trend up. Should momentum continue to push bullish, I will wait for price to come back and retest the 21,950 zone, which was a resistance level, and now we are currently just breaking above at the close. Price close, so the candlestick did actually close higher. We've broken above with the breakout, but I'll be waiting for the retest before going long on this pair. On the 15-minute, we can see that price is on an impulse move at the moment, and we'll be waiting for price to come all the way back down, closer to the 50 SMA within the sweet spot region, potentially at 21,950, confirming the retracement, and then waiting for a long position to the upside. So I'll be marking this with a alert. Oh, no, sorry. I just want to make this a bit higher. Add alert, create. Perfect. Moving on to US30. We are on the 4-hour chart, and the US30 chart is showing a lot more consolidation than US Tech is. We're seeing very strong signs of bullish consolidation because price is trading above the 50 SMA, and we are trading in the bullish region of the RSI, confirming bullish momentum, as well as the higher low, higher high structure that we currently have in play. Now, as it stands, we have resistance at 42,911 with support at 42,630 or in that vicinity. Price has broken above the major resistance level that we have at play, so we're going to remove this for now and just focus on the consolidation. And I expect to see further upside movement here, but we are on an impulse move, and we do need to wait for price to correct itself and get in at a discount zone. As it stands on the 1 hour time frame, price is trading above the 50 SMA after multiple retests and a lot of wick rejections to the upside on the candlesticks. We can see that this last hour closed with a massive full-bodied bullish candle with wick rejections both to the upside and the downside, and we are sitting with bullish momentum on the RSI. As it stands, it isn't an impulse move, but I want to see how price reacts to the resistance level, which we've just mentioned now at 42,910. Seeing how price reacts here, we could see a push to the downside, a test of the support at 42,630. And at that level, I'll be looking for a long position to the upside. So I will mark this off with an alert. So that's pretty much how the indices have been moving, and then we're going to drop into the VIX and see what the VIX is doing. We can see VIX is currently at 16.44. So with the release of the CPI news and the dollar weakness, the VIX index has gotten a lot stronger, and we can see that it's at 16.44, which is very much well below 20 and very much sitting in that risk-on territory, which confirms our hypothesis for further indice movements to the upside, so further movements to the upside for Nas100 and US30, while bearish moves for the dollar. I do have to point out there is a nice article on TradingView at the moment which highlights the fact that both gold and the indices are both moving bullish right now. They are both moving to the upside with such vigor, and it doesn't make sense from a technical standpoint, because generally when indices get stronger, gold gets weaker and vice versa. But we are seeing both these commodities getting stronger, which could just be investors hedging against their long positions on the indices while still taking long positions on the indices to hedge against their short positions on gold. It's such an interesting dynamic. So definitely something to keep an eye out on. I mean, we haven't seen this in the markets, I don't know, since ever. So interesting time. Do some research on it. There's some great articles on TradingView to read up on, and I'm sure you'll learn something new from it. But with that, that is the analysis for today. Let's just take a quick look at fundamentals. So looking at fundamentals, as I mentioned, CPI came in a lot lower than expected, which resulted in weakness for the dollar. Tomorrow we have PPI news and unemployment claims, and then on Friday, consumer sentiment. So definitely make sure to factor this into your analysis. And then maybe we'll just read a few headlines so that you guys get an indication of what's going on from an investor sentiment on the news. So taking a look at the news headlines for gold, we can see that exchange traded fund equities lower pre-bell Wednesday ahead of key inflation report. Gold is the real rival to the dollar reserve status. Gold surpasses euro as second largest global reserve asset. Gold likely to move sideways in the coming session. Gold futures rises as market focuses on US-China trade talks. Silver breaks out while gold stalls. So gold rises, lingering trade uncertainty. So we can see there's a lot of uncertainty coming out of these headlines. And it more gives rise to the consolidation aspect that we're seeing here with the very choppy nature of the market. So there is still that sentiment behind these headlines that indicate that gold can move higher, but for the most part, it has stalled. And we are waiting to see how it plays out. So let's take a look at US tech. Is there any news releases here for today? Not really any new news releases, just a lot of stuff about London and the US-China trade talks. I think they're just waiting to see how that tariff plays out, as well as the whole Trump and Musk being at opposite ends of the spectrum right now. There's also news about ECB to cut rates, but I think let's move on to Us30. News for Us30, sterling rises, more US May CPI, inflation still not showing tariff-related increases. So yeah, news headlines for indices aren't really giving us any broad-scale indication as to market directionality, but I still think it's a good idea just to go read up on that news. But with that, I hope that you guys thoroughly enjoyed that analysis. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and let me know what you'd like to see in the future. Wishing you all the best, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, traders.